really seem to be going back to kind of the beginning of crime drama, as it were, sort of like, forensics, fingerprints and stuff like that. Does it feel exciting to kind of sort of take it back to basics, as it were, a little bit?
Yeah.
I was really, I had this sort of weird moment when I was reading the scripts. I think it's in one of the first three, it had to have been in one of the first 3 episodes, where they are discovering the fingerprint and the fact that, it doesn't change throughout a person's lifetime. You're born with one, it stays the same, and you can track people's it was like, and my character kind of says that, and I was like, yeah, of course, there would have been a moment where that was discovered, and so getting to explore that part of this time period of the birth of those subjects, I was really excited by. My character might have the least to do with breaking the ground in that department, but still, she's kind of she gets excited by it, and so I was excited by it.
People were scared of these first progressive, modern thinking minds of these psychologists. There were so many prejudices, and people believed that serial killers were possessed by the devil. Very old-fashioned, and ignorance, to what it was living with a mental disease. People who were willing to explore the human mind, that was groundbreaking. And it's a relatively young science if you think about it. Also nowadays we take it for granted, but it was just born in the 1870s. So Laszlo Kreisler was one of the first ones. And I found this very interesting in the book, to have these individuals who are all outcasts, who are all progressive and liberal, and have to fight all these obstacles in society and have to work together in order to find this vicious killer.
Yeah. And Luke, especially early on, like we see quite a lot of it through your eyes almost, like we're the sort of naive ones, like you, sort of thing. That must have been quite a handy way to sort of set everybody up almost.
Yeah, I mean, he really is the audience quite often throughout the whole series, especially in the first 3 or 4 episodes, where you see a man who's very uncomfortable being within the environment he's been dragged into by his old friend Laszlo Kreisler, and it's not a place he flourishes.
And Dakota, I mean, your character sort of just being the first woman in this environment is fascinating anyway. I mean, I wanted to ask specifically about kind of you flouncing around in your dresses, like through these horrible muddy streets sort of thing. And it's a real physical example of the barrier. It's like you can't perform to your best.
True, yeah. I thought about that a lot. Michael Kaplan, who designed the costumes, I would push back on him because he was like, she would hold her dress and she would move, and I was like, yeah, but Sarah doesn't care, so sometimes mud would get on the dress, and that I think I wanted to show that Sarah was maneuvering the restrictive clothes that she was being forced to wear in a way that felt kind of authentic to her, and she doesn't let it stop her from running up and down the stairs at the same speed as the men. But yeah, it was a challenge that women had, and that I had for almost 7 months in playing Sarah.
I think Sarah would have embraced the trouser suit.
I think yeah. You'll see, and later in the series, she looks like a skirt, but she is wearing pants.
Yeah. He's here. He's real.
He's no longer hiding his victims. He evolved.
He evolved to what?
I must follow this wherever it goes.